So, you've decided that you're going to install Windows all over again, a fresh install, and you find that you don't have any USB storage, any flash drives, no DVDs, nothing that you could burn or write a bootable media form to. So, I'm going to show you today how you can go about installing Windows without creating any sort of bootable media. So let's get started. First, you're going to need the media creation tool. You can get this from uh, the Microsoft website. There's going to be a terms of service thing that you got to agree to, and then it just select the create installation media for another PC. And given that it's for this PC, you're going to want to use the recommended options for this PC. Then you're going to select the ISO file, and that's where you're going to save it to your easy to find desired location, and then it will then download that ISO file. And then what you're going to do next is you're going to want to right click here on your Windows Start menu thing here and select Disk Management. And once you're there, you're going to want to find the drive which you are planning on installing Windows to, and you want to shrink volume. And this is assuming that you don't want to keep anything here on this drive, and assuming that you've already backed anything that you would want to keep backed it up. This is going to result in losing everything on this drive. So you're going to shrink the volume, and once this has finished, then we're going to go ahead and create a new simple volume. In the meantime, now is a good time to get a hold of your drivers, any drivers that you're going to need for when you install Windows afterwards, especially your networking, like your LAN drivers, like here, for example. That way you can connect to the internet to get the other drivers if you don't already have the installation files for that. Anyway, now that we can create our new simple volume, we're going to create that. The letter doesn't really matter. You can just go with all the defaults here. And so once we've got that, what you're going to want to do after you also know for sure that you've got um, your ISO ready to go, you're going to mount that. Back to that real quick. Anyway, now you're going to want to mount this. And once you've done so, you're going to create a folder here named ISO underscore files. There, we're going to copy all of these files from this mounted ISO file, and then that's going to be it as far as what we have to do with the ISO. So once you've done that, you can safely just right click here on the mounted ISO, and you can eject, because now we were no longer going to need it mounted. And from here, we can also go ahead and add any installers for any programs that we're looking to install after the installation of Windows. So we've got that and our drivers. That way they're all ready to go. And the next step here is going to be going into your advanced startup options, and you're going to want to restart. And from there, it's going to reboot and give you advanced startup options. You're going to want to choose to troubleshoot, and then you're going to want to select the command prompt option. After you have successfully rebooted again, it will prompt you to put in a password for the administrator account. And when you do that, it's going to pop up with the command prompt. So here are the things that you're going to want to do. And this is basically it, actually. This is as simple as it is. It's pretty quick, pretty simple, pretty easy. So what you're going to want to do is start off with disk part. So like here on the top center of the text here provided, a disk part is going to be the first command you want to put in. So that's going to open up this Microsoft disk part. And from there, you're going to want to put in list VOL, list volumes. So we recognize G, letter G for the path to volume number 7. It's going to be different based on how many drives you might have in your physical computer, and easily recognized by like the 13 gigabytes that I've given this partition. So now that we've done that, we're going to exit here, and it's not going to look quite like this because I'm not in the advanced startup uh setting, I guess. But from there on, you're going to do whatever letter for the volume path it was. You're going to do that with a colon and slash ISO underscore files slash and then setup.exe. And once you run that, it's going to run the Windows installation setup. Anyway, I'm uploading this entirely because I found that this was a problem that I struggled to solve for a good 2 hours or so because there wasn't a whole lot of information on how I could do this Windows installation without having any sort of bootable media. I didn't have any flash drives available. At least the person that I was helping didn't, and he was also not very tech literate. So I had to be able to walk him through these steps with a particular degree of ease. Like a very little difficulty had to be involved in this because he doesn't really know his way around computers. And so walking him through every step had to be as simple as possible. Turns out that information not easy to find as far as doing an installation like this because a lot of it is just kind of more intense in the level of difficulty and how we could complete this task. That's pretty much all there is to it. Once you get to the point of installing Windows, you're going to want to select that same disk. It's going to say disk like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, however many you have in there. It will differ, but you will easily be able to identify it by that partition that is whatever size you had shrunk the volume to, and then created the new volume uh, from that drive. You're going to want to select that disk, every one of the partitions on that disk, except for that one. I cannot stress to you enough, you do not want to select the one that you have put the installation files onto. Every other partition on that disk, that particular disk, you're going to want to delete and then select that unallocated space before you click next to proceed with the install, and then you will then be installing to that unallocated space. And there you go. You got Windows installed.